Hello, Harsh, Anurag, Tanishk. Good evening, all of you. Hare Krishna, sir. Am I audible? Please confirm. Good evening, Riya, Kanishk, Zinab, Kaushani, Bhumika. Please someone confirm if my voice is audible. Sabchanga C. Okay, thank you. Okay, so nice. So it's still 2-3 minutes. Meanwhile, others will join. So let's quickly revise what we did last time, yesterday. So yesterday we started with the topic of algebra. That's the first topic was linear equations. In the beginning, we talked about what is an algebraic expression and what is a polynomial. Polynomial means which is having many terms. And we also talked about the degree. And when degree is 1, that is called linear equation. And the degree can be 2, 3 or many more also. And we also discussed that in one variable polynomial, degree tells us about the number of solutions. Right? So in linear polynomial of degree 1, there will be one solution. A quadratic polynomial of one variable, there will be 2 solutions. Like that. ठीक है ना? Rohit is asking, how do you manage to be live 2-3 minutes early every time? Today I got late actually. Otherwise I generally prefer to be 5-10 minutes earlier. Anyway, we are almost on time now. Just 1 or 2 minutes remaining to 7. So I was just discussing the things which we discussed yesterday. So what is algebraic expression? What is a polynomial? What is degree? And what is the meaning of degree? And then we talked about linear equations. We also drew a graph. Remember, हमने graph भी बनाया था. And we saw that for every linear equation, the graph will always be a straight line. That's why it is called a linear equation. And we also discussed about the term expression and equation. We call it equation when any algebraic expression is equated with some constant value. Maybe equated with some another expression also, no problem. Then it will still be equation. No, parabola will be there, Harsh, when we'll be talking about quadratic equations. I told you yesterday that linear equations ke baad, after that we'll be doing quadratic equations. So in case of quadratic equations or quadratic polynomial, at that time, yes, parabola will also be there. The other bolas like hyperbola or something, these can be a part of the other polynomials, but that is beyond the syllabus of our CAT. Well, afterwards we can talk about that. Anyway, coming back to linear equations, so we discussed linear equations when they are consistent, when they are inconsistent. Remember, we discussed 3 cases. So when 2 linear equations whose graph is a straight line, when they intersect each other, they are called consistent equation with one solution. There can be 2 linear equations whose graph is straight lines which are overlapping each other, or concurrent lines, we use the term. So that means they are also consistent equations with infinitely many solutions. So consistent equations means that the 2 equations which can be satisfied simultaneously with only one common solution or infinitely common solutions. Right? Both the cases are of consistent equations. And inconsistent means when the equations do not have a common solution or they can't be satisfied simultaneously. Fine? Okay, so we discussed all these things last time, and I think that consistent equation and inconsistent equations, that was the topic, that was the questions which we did at the last. I think 2 or 3 questions we discussed. Yes, parallel lines is inconsistent. That's true, Rohit. Okay, so now we are going to proceed. We are going to start with linear equation in 3 variables. So should we start now? Okay. No, Pranav, you didn't miss anything. We are just starting. We are just revising the things which we had done yesterday. Fine. So let the learning begin. That's true. So let me start. So we were at this point yesterday. So linear equations with 3 variables. So linear equations with 3 variables. Okay, here it is. Fine, so linear equation with 3 variables. See, we solved some questions last time where we solved linear equation with 2 variables, right? So when we were solving linear equation with 2 variables, can you answer me that how many equations were required to solve equation with 2 variables? How many equations were required? How many equations were required to solve with 2 variables? We required 2 equations, right? In one question, we had only 1 equation with 2 variables also, and that we are going to discuss today further. I told you yesterday that we are going to discuss more about that. But to get a unique solution, We wanted two equations with two variables, right? If we are having two variables, then two equations can be solved easily. Acha, how did we solve? So there are basically two methods. One is substitution or elimination. So these are the two basic methods to solve the equations. Either we substitute value of one of the variables or we eliminate one of the variables and we get the answer. Now, when we are discussing three variable equations, so if we are having three equations, then we can use any of these methods to get our answer. So in this case, we are having these three equations right now on your screen. So 3x minus y plus z equals 4, 2x plus 3y minus z equals 5, and 5x plus 2y minus z equals 6. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. That's just your warm-up problem. Can you find the answer? Can you find the value of x, y, z individually? What are the values of x, y, and z? Please take your time. And method is same as we were discussing for the two variable equations. The same thing, either substitution method or elimination, whatever. Try to solve these three equations. Please, your time starts now. Okay, Krishna is very fast. Krishna Bajaj has written answer. By the way, others, please don't see that answer. Solve on your own. Rohit has written number of equations required is number of variables in the equation. Yes, that's true. That makes the solving part easier. By the way, we are going to do the tough part also today. All right, Jitul, Manya, Yashi also has got the right answer. 1, 2, 3, Khushi. Okay, how to proceed? Of course, many of you have done it already. But see, how to do? I think Daksh Shelton, add equation 1 and 2, we will get this, put this value in third equation. Excellent, excellent Daksh. So I'm just following the method suggested by Daksh. So this is our equation 1. Let this be equation 2. And this be equation 3. So when we are saying elimination or substitution, so what we need to do, we need to try to remove one of the variables. See what can be done. There are various ways. From equation 1 and 2, by adding them, this z will be eliminated. This is positive z and this is negative z, right? So by adding them, we can get an equation in terms of x and y. Similarly, by subtracting equation 2 and 3, again we can cancel out z, we can eliminate z, we'll have another equation in terms of x and y. So now you are having two equations in terms of x and y. So as we discussed about two variable equation, you can solve them, get the value of x and y, and in turn the value of z as well. But Daksh has suggested a very nice way. Let's see what happens actually. If I add equation 1 and 2, I'm writing it like this, equation 1 plus equation 2, what will be the value? See here, plus z and minus z will be cancelled. So I will be left with 5x plus 2y equals 9. 5x plus 2y equals 9. Is this okay? Everyone got that? I've just added first and second equations. So this positive z and negative z will be cancelled. ठीक है ना? So 5x plus 2y equals 9. Good. Now, in spite of getting another equation in terms of x and y from equation 2 and 3 or 1 and 3, this is a better way, which is Daksh suggested. 5x plus 2y is the same expression we are having here also in this third equation. And 5x plus 2y's value is equal to 9. We have just found that. So just substitute this value here, right? We can substitute this value of 5x plus 2y equals 9 in the circled part. So this third equation becomes 9 minus z equals 6, which means z equals 9 minus 6 or 3. So the value of z comes out to be 3. Yes or no? Yes. Now it's easy part. We can substitute this value of z in the first two equations and simplify them, right? Let's do that. If I substitute the value of z equals 3 in equation 1 and equation 2, what I'm going to get? So 3x minus y plus 3 equals 4. That means this part is equal to 1, right? And similarly, by putting z equals 3 in the second equation, so it will become 2x plus 3y equals this minus 3, and that will become 5 plus 3 or 8, right? So now we are having these two equations which can be solved very easily. Those who have not solved it yet, please see how we can solve it now. We have to eliminate one of the variables, and what will be the easiest way now? कैसे solve करें इसको? How to eliminate one of the variables? I can multiply this first equation by 3, so that the coefficient of y will be negative 3y, and here it is positive 3y. So when they are added, so one of the variables will be cancelled. That's true. Multiplying by 3, so it becomes 9x plus 2. That is 11x. I'm adding these two now. So 11x. This y part is cancelled because minus 3y, positive 3y is cancelled. So 11x equals 3 plus 8, that is 11, which means x equals 1. And by putting the value of x in any of the equations, you will get the value of y. So let's see, if I put x equals 1 here, so 3y will be equal to 6, that means y equals 2. So 1, 2, 3 is the right answer. Yes, we can use anything. We can use many other combinations as well. Is it fine? That was the basic question to start with. So how to solve linear equation with three variables? So we need to have three equations. Then by substitution and elimination, we can solve them as we have just done. Clear? Okay. What? हाँ, matrix से भी solve कर सकते हैं राघवेंद्र. That's true. So that is also a way. That is also a way. But as you know, our purpose is to make the equations calculations as easier as fast as possible. So I think that is the easy part. That's not difficult. Anyway, let's move further now. So next objective is what will happen if we are having not having 3 equations to solve. We are having only maybe 2 equations. Then what will happen? That's the today's topic. So here's the one question. So linear equations with 3 variables. This is first special case. So try to do it on your own first. Please try to do it on your own. And we have discussed similar questions in non-engineering videos also, if some of you may have seen. Akriti, can you explain the last part? We just simplified the 2 linear equations, Akriti. By substituting the value of z, we got 2 linear equations in terms of x and y. Right? Now please solve this question. This again looks like a word problem. First, we need to convert it into equations. First, write what will be the equation here. By the way, Vashisht Raj has already answered. Good. Oh, many of you. Divya, Khushi. Excellent. Aditya Jha, Darshan, Maheshwar. Yes. See, if I take the cost of an apple to be A, cost of a banana to be B, cost of a carrot to be C, so the equation will look something like 2A, let me write, 2A plus 4B plus 3C is equal to 30. Yes or no? That's the first equation. Fine. Now the second says the cost of 3 apples, that is 3A plus 6B plus 4C, that is equal to 42. So there are 2 linear equations in 3 variables. Unnati says my voice is not clear. My voice is not clear? Others, please confirm. Is my voice clear, audible? I hope so it is. So Unnati, please refresh or maybe rejoin. Yes, Yashi is confirming. Others has also confirmed earlier. Those who are having any problem in voice, please rejoin or refresh your browser, whatever may be the case. Okay, let's continue. So we are having 2 equations with 3 variables, and question is asking what is the cost of each carrot. So we just solved in the previous question when we were having 3 equations with 3 variables, but right now we are having only 2 equations. How to solve now? Can anyone suggest? Most of you are getting the answer. C equals 6. Many of you are saying that. How to solve? Please suggest something. I can see many students are getting the right answer. But how you are getting it? I'm sure there are many who are confused. Ratio same, Jitul says. Kiska ratio same hai bhai? Which ratio is same? A and B. Yes, we can subtract and then we can again go do something calculation. But the easiest part here is to see the common ratio. See, among the A and B, if I take 2 common, let me rewrite. Among the first 2 terms, if I take 2 common, it is 2 times A plus, let me be this side, A plus 2B plus 3C. Right? I have just taken 2 common from these first 2 terms. So twice of A plus 2B. Exactly same way, from these first 2 terms, I can take 3 common. It is 3 times A plus 2B plus 4C. Yes or no? Right? Now, what happens is, in spite of treating A and B as separate variables, what we can consider here, we can consider this A plus 2B as one of the variables. So basically, we are having 2 equations in 2 variables, where one of the variables is A plus 2B, other one is C. And now we can easily solve these 2 equations of 2 variables, and we can find a unique value of C. Although we can't find the value of A and B, but certainly we can find the value of C, right? Let me replace A plus 2B by X, and I'm writing the equations again. So it becomes 2X plus 3C equals 30, and this 3X plus 4C equals 42, and we want to find the value of C. That's the question. Okay, na? So now we need to eliminate the variable X. So for that purpose, what we can do, we can multiply this first one with 3, so that it becomes 3 into 2, 6X, and multiply the second equation by 2, so that is 3x into 2, it also becomes 6x, and now we can subtract. Is it fine? Hi Yash, Goel, it is not confusing. It is the, basically what should say, it is the algebraical acumen. We need to see through the equations. See, otherwise what we can see is that there are 3 variables and only 2 equations. How to go about it? Kaise soche iske bare mein? So that looks a little difficult. So this is a special case here. So you need to be very vigilant about this. Is there anything common? Like in this first 2 terms, we found A plus 2B was a common part. So first equation had twice of A plus 2B, and third was thrice of A plus 2B. So if you are able to figure it out, so it is nothing but 2 variables, 2 equations. So now we are solving it. Let's simplify. So this is 6x and this is also 6x cancelled, and 3 into 3 9c, and minus 4 into 2 8c. So c equals, this is 30 into 3, that is 90, minus 2 into 42, that is 84. So the answer comes out to be 6. That's the right answer. Fine. Nikhil says direct first equation को 1.5 से multiply करके subtract कर सकते हैं. Exactly. See, we need to figure out this part. If we are unable to figure out this part, it will be difficult to even start. And otherwise, we can go on subtracting, and then you will find the same thing. Ultimately, by multiple times subtracting one equation from other, we can lead to this part. So, but if you are able to figure it out, so then it becomes very easy in the beginning only. Is it okay? हाँ यस, बिना x को x लिखे भी हम ऐसा कर सकते थे. So but that is beneficial only after noticing this point. Otherwise how will you think about that कि इसको 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करना है, इसको 2 से करना है, right? That's the basic point. So in this special case, what is the speciality? The speciality is that only कि even though it is a 3 variable equation, but it is behaving like a 2 variable equation. That's the basic point. ठीक है? Let's move further. Don't panic. There are different special cases. See, in every equation ऐसा नहीं होगा. In all the cases it won't be the case. हमेशा ऐसा नहीं हो रहा होगा. This is just one such case, and there are going to be many more such cases. यस, क्वेश्चन में कैरेट पूछा है. अगर क्वेश्चन में सपोज यहां पे इफ क्वेश्चन आस्क्स अबाउट व्हाट इज द प्राइस ऑफ एन एप्पल, कैन यू फाइंड आउट? नहीं निकलेगा. यस, आई हैज ऑलरेडी रिटन दैट. इफ यू हैव टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ ए और बी, कैन यू फाइंड दैट? नो. इज इट ओके? Okay, yes, that can't be determined exactly. So we can't find the value of a and b. So what we can figure out from this question, we can find the value of c, which we have already done, 6, and we can find the value of a plus 2b. So suppose question asks about the value of a plus 2b, that can be found out. But if question asks about the value of a, that can't be found out. ठीक है? Yes, Nishit, we can't find. We have found the value of c. If we substitute that, so we are going to get the other two equations multiple of a plus 2b only. We will get the other two equations having infinitely many solutions. Yes, somebody wrote that. Concurrent equations will be there. So we can't find the value of a and b individually. If you are having doubt, let's try. Put c equal to 6 in the first equation. What will be the case? Let's put c equal to 6 in the first equation. So it will be 2a plus 4b equals 3 into 6 is 18 and 30 minus 18 is 12. Fine. That will be the first equation after putting c equals 6. In the second one, 3a plus 6b equals, now 4 into 6 is 24 and 42 minus 24 is how much? It is 18. Yes or no? ठीक है ना? Now see here. So 2a plus 4b is 12, 3a plus 6b is 18. All of those who consider themselves to be expert or good at solving equations, now see, there are two variables equation and two equations. Can we solve them to find the value of a and b? No. Why? Because the ratio of the coefficients 2 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 by 3. They are consistent equations, but they are concurrent because all the ratios are same. So basically they are overlapping lines. Infinitely many solutions are possible. So we cannot find unique value of a and b. That's the point. Is it okay? Is it clear to everyone? Thank you. Okay, let's move further now. So this was first special case. We need to be very vigilant, as I said in the beginning. And as in this case, we found that in the first go, it looks like equation of 3 variables, but actually these two are just acting as two equations of 2 variables. Let's move to the next special case now. And here it is, special case 2. Please see the question carefully and try to answer. Let me write the equations meanwhile you are solving. Cost of 9 apples. Okay, many of you have already got the answer. Good. I'm sure you can experience the effect or benefit of practicing. So those who have solved similar questions earlier, they are certainly solving it faster. So those who are not able to answer quickly, don't worry about that. It's just a matter of practice. Okay, so first part is, I've written this first equation. So 9 apples, 7 bananas and 6 carrots, they cost 100 rupees. So 9a plus 7b plus 6c is 100. Now in the second sentence it says the cost of 8 bananas. So we need to be very careful. This order of the articles is altered here, changed here. The first it is mentioned cost of 8 bananas. So it is not 8a, it is 8b. So that can be one of the areas of confusion, right? Many times students do this mistake. So this is cost of 8 bananas, so it is 8b, then 9 carrots, so plus 9c, and then 6 apples, which is 6a. Fine. So that price is given to be 95 rupees. Okay, so again 2 equations and 3 variables. And what is the question? Question asks about what is the total cost of 1 apple, 1 banana and 1 carrot. So basically we want to find a plus b plus c. So that is our requirement. See here, question is not asking about the individual values of a, b and c, because if we look carefully, now there is no common ratio as in the last case, right? So don't worry, question is not asking about anything. So what we can do, yes, many of you are suggesting, Vedanti has written that if we add all the 2 equations, so this is the second special case. If you see, if I add these two, the coefficient of a will become how much? 9 plus 6 is 15, right? And same way, if I'm adding, the coefficient of b will become again 15. And same way 6 plus 9 is also 15. It is going to be same. That's it. So because I wanted to find the value of a plus b plus c, so if the coefficients is same as in this case, so that can be easily taken out common and we will get our answer. So let's simply add them. So it comes out to be 15a, 15b and 15c, which is equal to 100 plus 95, which is 195. So we just need to divide throughout by 15, right? Yeah, so answer is 195 by 15. So a plus b plus c is nothing but 195 by 15, which is how much? 15 ones are 15 and 45, 15 threes are 45. So that's the answer. Fine, that was again a special case. So in many such cases, you will find that the sum of the coefficients becomes same. And see, again, same thing is there. There may be many cases when it doesn't happen. So don't think that every time it is going to happen. That is one just special case. Okay, let's move further now. So this is the third case now. Try to observe and how you can solve it. Yes, that was easy question. If you are able to figure out that. हाँ, Ashu is asking, sir, ये pattern दिमाग में आएगा ही नहीं. So that's why we are discussing that. दिमाग में लाना है. That's why we are discussing it. So there are different varieties of questions. There are different varieties of special cases. So we need to take care about that. Nishit, that's why we also need to be careful about that. So what question is asking about? We need to be sure. And practice makes it happen. As you can see the fast comments, it is just because of that practice only. Now this question, special case 3, please see the equations and how you can go about it. I have started to get the answers. Khushi, Ria, Radha, Vijay, and many more. Rachit, Muskan, Komal, Ratyush, Anurag. All of they are saying 180. Arey, Divya says CBD. ऐसा क्यों भाई? Okay, let me write the equations. The cost of 1 apple, 1 banana, 1 carrot is 30. So that means 1A plus 1B plus 1C is 30. Fine. And our question is, what is the total cost of 3 carrots? So cost of 3 carrots. Again, the order is shuffled. So we need to be careful about that. The question is cost of 3 carrots, 4 apples, that is 4A, and 2 bananas. So this is what we want to find out, right? And if it is also known that cost of 6 apples, so let me write here 6 apples and 7 carrots again, so 7C, and 8 bananas, so 8B. This value is also given, it is 120. Okay, so these two values are given and this third equation's value we need to find out. Okay, suggestions from those who have solved it. How to go about it? Do you observe anything which we did earlier in previous questions? Kashish is doubtful, 90 nahi hoga. Okay, Khushi is suggesting multiply equation 1 with 10. Vedanti also says the same thing. And then subtract. Okay. So I now see here what is happening here. So what other people are suggesting, if I multiply this first equation by 10, so it will become 10A, 10B, 10C, that is 300, right? And then subtract the second equation from it. We are going to get the answer. See, before that, what can you observe? So that how do you get to know कि 10 से multiply करना था? How will you get to know? So what we can see here, this 6 plus 4 is 10. 8 plus 2 is 10. 7 plus 3 is 10, isn't it? So just make this coefficient 10 by multiplying with 10 and we are done. Right? So from this 10, when we will be subtracting this part, we will get our answer. That means our answer is already there, which means 300 minus 120. 300 minus 120 or 180, which most of you have got. Fine? Yes, that's what we have discussed, Mimansha, ki why 10? So we need to observe this thing that sum of the coefficients of A, B and C, that comes out to be 10. That's it. So that's why I said it. We need to be careful about what is given. So when question is given and it is asking about a specific task, it is asking about what is the total cost of 3 carrots, 4 apples, 2 bananas. So it is not asking about the individual cost. Individual cost may not be able to be found. It may be possible that we are unable to find that, right? So, but we need to see, is there any pattern? Is there anything common which we can do? That's it. Saurav says 6A plus 6B plus 6C is 180. So what is the issue? Okay, that is inconsistency. Good point, Saurav. Saurav, good point. Good point. We cannot find individual value, Divyansh. We cannot find. But here, Saurav's point is an excellent point that practically it is not possible. Basically, value of one of the variables will come out to be negative. But mathematically, we got this answer. But practically, it is not possible. Why it is not possible? Because by cost, actually, we mean that the cost must be positive. ऐसा तो होगा नहीं कि if you take apple, so you need to pay something. If you take a banana, you need to pay something. But if you take a carrot, then we will give you money. Then we will give you money along with it. And that is not going to be the case. So I hope you are getting what I'm saying. And how is this possible? That's what I'm answering. That's what I'm answering. That for this story, these numbers are not compatible. These numbers are not compatible. क्योंकि इसका मतलब यही होगा जैसे मैंने अभी बोला कि for an apple you need to pay something, for a banana you need to pay something, but for a carrot if you are purchasing, we will give you 100 rupees from our side. Take carrot and 100 rupees also. So price cost will come out to be negative for one of the things. That's true. That's why story is not compatible. But mathematically, if we talk about equations only, then it is possible, right? So there is one equation, there is another equation, and we need to find the value of this expression. So then it is possible, right? So take it as a question of equations only. Don't relate it with storylines. With storyline, it doesn't match. Fine. So answer comes out to be 180, and it is incompatible with the story. It is incompatible with the story here. Okay, should we move further? So basic point to be discussed here was to observe this pattern, observe this symmetry here. Answer CBD क्यों होगा सुमेध? We have got the answer 180. Answer we have got already 180. Answer is 180. But it is not compatible with the storyline because one of the costs may come out to be negative. It will be certainly negative. स्टोरी आपने समझी नहीं राशना, मैं बताता हूं, मैं फिर से बताता हूं. Listen what one of the student, I think Saurav, he was mentioning it that 4a plus 2b plus 3c comes out to be 180, right? That's our answer we have found. So what one of the students pointed out, if I multiply this first equation by 6, that makes it 6a plus 6b plus 6c, that also comes out to be 180. So in this case, we were having only 4 apples, 2 bananas and 3 carrots. Their cost comes out to be 180. And here we are having 6 apples and 6 bananas and 6 carrots. Their cost is also 180. It means कि यहाँ पर जो extra articles we are getting, are they for zero price? Are they for zero price? That is the confusion here basically. So if I take the extra articles, it is 2a, that is extra, right? And here 6b and 2b, so we are having 4b extra. And here 6c and 3c, so we are having 3c extra. So their price must be equal to 0. So that is the confusion basically. So that is the incompatibility with the story. That's why I said the story is incompatible, but with the equation part it is fine. Is it okay? Yes, good scheme chal rahi hai. Okay, let's move further now. See, I'm repeating the same thing. Our objective here was to understand this special case, right? Free diya hoga, kuch bhi kahani aap bana sakte ho. So let's move further to the next case now. Okay, so here it is. This is special case 4 now. Again, so it may be incompatible with the story. I have not checked that. So, but our objective is to identify the special case. Yes, Gaurav, solution is possible now. We did that. If we don't look for the storyline, then solution is valid. That's why I agreed with the solution in the last case. Now solve the special case 4 and let me write the equations for you. Goes to 4 apples, that is 4a, 7 bananas and 10 carrots is 150. And goes to 4 bananas, again it is shuffled, 4 bananas, 2 carrots and 6 apples is 82. And question is asking about what is total cost of 1 apple, 1 banana and 1 carrot. We need to find the value of a plus b plus c. Okay. Many of you are very fast. We have got the answer to 21. Nice. This time I don't see any sum coming out to be the same. For the coefficients of A it is 10. For coefficients of B it is 11. And for C it is 12. How to go about it? Any suggestions? Yes, we need to multiply first equation by 2 and the second by 3. Okay, let's see now. So that's a suggestion by many of you. There's a suggestion by many of you. See, if we see the difference, if we see the difference between the coefficients of the first equation, so 4 minus 3, 4 and 7, the difference is 3, and 7 and 10, again difference is 3. It is same difference here. And similarly, if I look at the difference between the coefficients of A, B and C in second equation, so 6 and 4, the difference is 2, and 4 and 2, difference is again 2. So what is the shortcut, what is the method here? We just need to multiply the equations with the difference of the other equation. So पहली equation को, so for the first equation, you need to multiply with 2, and multiply the second equation with 3, and then just simplify. We'll get the answer. You just need to add them now. Okay, let's see. Yes, so the special case here is that coefficients are in AP. So that's a speciality here. Okay, am I audible? Is screen visible? At my end it got stuck. Okay, so now simplify. 4 into 2 is 8a and this is 6 into 3, 18. 18 plus 8, that makes it 26a, right? I'm just adding the two equations. Next, 2 into 7, 14 and 3 into 4, 12. So 14 plus 12, that is 26b. And exactly same way, the third one is also going to be same. Let's check. 2 into 10, 20 and 3 into 2, 6. That is 20 plus 6 or 26c equals to how much? 2 into 150, that is 300, and 3 into 82 is how much? That is 246, right? So 246 and 300, that makes it 546. So that is the equation we are having. That's it. So we just need to divide throughout by 26. So a plus b plus c is simply 546 divided by 26, which comes out to be 26 2s are 52 and one more, so 21. So So this is the right answer. Many of you have got it. No problem, it's okay. We are not going to get same values every time. The point is about to understand and observe the speciality of the case. So speciality was that the difference between the coefficients was same, or in other words, the coefficients are following AP with common difference, with same common difference, same difference. So here the difference was 3 and here difference was 2. So that was the key here. Clear? Yes, these are all special cases. Other than that, if you are having any other thing in which any of these cases not being followed, in that case we need to solve it only, as much we are able to do. By subtracting and trying to do something. Otherwise, these are the special cases. So we have discussed very special cases. In first case, kya tha? First case was that when two variables were having some common part, so they were acting as together one coefficient, together as one variable, right? So we converted the 3 variable equations into 2 variable equations. That was the first part. In second special case, we discussed when coefficient sum was about to be same. Right? So directly just by adding we got the answer. Third special case was that what is being asked and what is given, their sum was coming out to be equal to the other coefficient. So that's how we solved it. And in this last case, what did we solve? There's sum of the coefficient directly is not same, but the coefficients are at equal difference, common difference. So that's how we solved it. Fine? So these are some of the special cases we have solved here. Okay, let's move further now. Don't worry, these are the 4 cases I've just revised, and by repeating the video, just rewinding back, you will get all the special cases again. And by the way, similar questions, many of you were saying that. So that is also in the in non-engineering videos as well. Anyway, so let's move further now. So this is another question. Now there are some word problems. Solve it. It is different. It is not there in the non-engineering videos. You have not solved it earlier. Now solve it, please. Now again, these are the word problems as we were discussing yesterday. They are similar type of word problems. Jidul, there are many similar questions in actual previous CAT papers. And certainly in your books also, in your practice classes also, you'll be getting many more questions. So don't worry, there's no limit of questions. Rutuja, there can be some other categories also, but they're not special cases. That's what I'm saying. Go through the actual CAT questions, previous CAT questions. हाँ, Kashish is asking double the amount with others का मतलब क्या है? मतलब ये है कि वो जादू नहीं कर रहा है कि that Aki is sharing his Aki is doubling the amount of others by giving money from his own pocket. अपनी पॉकेट से पैसे देके बाकियों के अमाउंट को डबल कर रहा है. First Aki doubles the amount with others, then Biki does the same thing, then Chiki does the same thing. Okay, we are starting to get some answers. Okay, but there are different answers: 40, 20, 260. I'm getting different answers here. Yes, cannot comprehend question. Good. That is the thing. That is the point. How to comprehend the question first. Solving is not very difficult, but we need to comprehend first. Okay, those who are getting answer, how did you comprehend? How did you start? How did you start? What is your suggestion, please? There are 3 persons I can see, A, B and C, right? Let me write A, B and C. There are 3 persons and they had some amount initially. कितना था मालूम नहीं है. हाँ, exactly. Usher is suggesting nice way. 160 से उल्टा जाना हो शायद. Yes, exactly. उल्टा ही जाना better रहेगा यहाँ पे. Okay, let's see now. Let's see. I'm writing everything. So these are 3 persons, A, B, and C. Aki, Baki, Chiki. So I'm writing A, B, C for that. So initially they had some amount of money. So this, let me make a table again. So they are having initial some amount of money. Let me complete the table like this. They are having some amount initially. And what is happening? First, Aki doubled the amount with the others. What does it mean? As someone was asking. So Aki के पास जितना भी amount है, whatever amount Aki is having, he's having. Same way, B and C also having some amount. But what Aki is doing? Aki from his own share, he is giving some amount to B, so that amount of B doubles. That is, whatever amount of B was here, it gets doubled. And same way, amount of C also gets doubled. How it is getting doubled? A is giving from his own share. That means amount of A is getting reduced here. Is it fine? So this is the first case when Aki doubles the amount. Aki doubles the amount of others. Then this B doubles the amount of others. So similar thing happens. So this is the amount after B has doubled the amount of everyone. And then finally C doubles the amount of everyone. And these are the final amounts now. Right? When C doubles the amount of everyone, so at this stage, each of them had rupees 160. So that is the numerical data given to us. 160, 160, 160. So question is, what was the initial amount with Aki? Till this point, is it clear? I have just written everything which is given in the words here in the format of a table. Udit Nel is asking, how did you get the idea that we need to go backtrack, again practice? This is again an old idea. This question on this type, in this variety has been asked in CAT many times, in many varieties. Sometimes with 2 persons only, sometimes with 4 persons, and this question is with 3 persons. Right, so same idea. Okay, now let's backtrack. See, till this point, is there any confusion? Is this clear? Is this clear? Right, this is what is given. Initially, they had some amounts. Right, we need to find this value finally. So what happened? So first, A doubled the amount of others. So A ने बाकियों की amount को double किया, and his own amount got reduced. Then B doubled the amount of others. So others amount will be doubled from the previous stage, but the amount of B will get reduced. And same way, C doubled in the final step. So amount of C has got reduced, but the others amount have been doubled. Now, what is the meaning of backtrack here? What is the meaning of backtrack here? So it is doubling. So that means before C doubled their amounts, what must be the amount of B here? It must be half of it, right? That is 80. Is it okay? So amount of A must be 80 and amount of B also must be 80. Clear? Because their amount have been doubled by C. Now can you tell me what was the amount of C earlier? What was the amount of C here? Please suggest me that. What was the amount of C here? Aditya Goyal, I'm asking about what is the amount of C here, please. Can you find out that? Yes, 320. Rohit, that's correct. Varsha, Akshay, good. How did we get to know? Because C has given 80 rupees to B and 80 to A and he's still left with 160. So basically sum of these three values, right? That is the amount with C at this stage, that is 320. And one more way can be used, that sum of the total amounts is how much? It is 480. Right? Sum of the amount with all the three persons together is 480, and in every stage it is going to remain same because the money is just getting shuffled. Yeah, sum is 480. Yes, ma'am, that's true. That's the second point I was saying. That sum is going to be 480. Okay, let's move one step prior to this. So this situation arises when B has doubled the amount of others. That means when B doubled the amount of A, it got 80. So prior to this, it must be 40. Same way as I did earlier. And also the amount of C prior to this must be 160 because it is getting doubled by B. Right? That means amount of B must be more than that. So B ने इन दोनों को कितना कितना amount दिया है? So B has given 40 rupees to him, A, and 160 to B. So 40 and 160, that is 200 has been shared here, and B is still left with 80. So B initially must have 280. Or as in other case, the sum should have been 480. Fine. So now coming to the final backtrack. So this situation happened when A has doubled the amount of others. That means C must have initially 80 rupees, that is half of 160. B must have half of this, that is 140. And A, how much he must have? We just need to add, and total sum should be 480. So 80 is already there, so this must be 260. So this is the right answer. Is it fine? Good. So the same thing we have done repeatedly. We have just backtracked, and that was the easiest way. If we'll start from the beginning, let's initial amount of A is A, B is B, C is C. Then इसने इसको double कर दिया, इस पर कितना बचा, then ये हुआ वो हुआ. That can be done. That is also a way. That is not wrong, but that is going to be very complicated if we started with 3 variable equations, right? So backtracking was the easiest way here. Is it fine? Is it so khatarnak? Okay. I'm repeating. So there is no option to erase step by step here. Let me try. Okay, let me try these values. Let's do it again fast. And let me change numbers. Let me change numbers as well. What is the difficulty? Let me change the numbers so that it can be fun for others as well. So let's assume the final amounts in place of 160, let it be 320. Okay, I'm changing the values. Fine. So let the final values be 320. So at the end, when C had doubled the amount of everyone, so it becomes 320 each. I've changed the value so that it can be interesting for others as well, those who have already solved. Okay, fine. So total sum wala point someone is asking, Preeti is asking that he missed that. So if I add all these values, the total sum is 960. So basically total amount with all three of them is going to remain 960 every time, right? At every step, it is going to remain 960 in the previous case as well, in the initial also. ठीक है ना? Right, let's move further. So this has happened when C has doubled the amount of others. That means, can you tell me what was the amount with A before this? What was the amount with A before this? Yes, 80 of A, 80 of B. And then we can find that value. So this is not 80, sorry, half of this. How much it will be? So after C has doubled the amount of A, it got 320. So prior to this, it must be 160, right? So 160, let me use different color. So this is 160, and it becomes how much? We just need to subtract from 960. So कितना बचेगा? 160, 320, and this is 640. Is it fine? This step fine? Is it okay? Everyone please confirm. ये cat का ही सवाल है, निश्चित, I told you that. See, this is not a good question. I told you yesterday also, someone was asking it is cat level or not. Don't bother about that. Everything we are discussing is somehow related with cat. Some may be exact questions of cat, some may be based on that, similar questions. So don't bother about that, just practice. It is fine so far? Right. Okay, now this situation happened when B has doubled the amount of others. So B ने किसका amount double किया? B has doubled the amount of A and C. That means prior to this, A and C must have the half amounts, right? So the amount with A must be half of 160, that is 80. Same way, amount of C must be half of this, that is 320. Yes or no? Now figure out the amount with B here, please fast. What would have been the amount with B here? Isha has already done that. It is 560. Yes, question ki language is the main point, Shilpi, that's true. So that's why I've said it many times. We need to be very careful about the language, what is given here. And we need to forgive the question maker about its grammatical part also. Sometimes grammatical part may be confusing, but we need to go by what it wants to say. Okay, so this comes out to be 560, that's true. And the final step now, so this situation occurred when A had doubled the amount of everyone else. So A ने B और C की amount को double किया. So that means amount of B before this must be half of it, that is 280. And amount of C must be half of it, that is 160. Now figure out what should have been the amount with A initially. What should have been the amount with A initially? Fast. 520? Yes, that's true. Good. So in this change question now, our answer is 520. Is it clear to everyone now? And I've told you already that CAT has asked same question with 4 persons, 2 persons as well. So don't bother about that. Is it CAT level? Is it CAT level? It's okay. Solve it. It's a new question for you, new variety of question for you. And those who have done it already, and as someone was saying, now it's very easy. Now you can do it always. Whatever be the values, whatever be the number of persons, you know the process. Is it fine? Last question से double हो गया आंसर इस क्वेश्चन में. Exactly. अरे मैंने double ही तो किया था. I just doubled the number. तो सारी values double ही होने वाली थी. That's true. Okay, let's move further now. Here's one more question. So this time there are 4 persons, but story is different. Try to solve it. Yes, Kashish, that is the point of practice. Even if you are unable to solve in the first go, but when you are solving similar question again, then certainly you must be able to solve it. It will become easier for you. Yes, it will be very complex with variable equations, Nakshatra, and Akshay is also asking the similar thing. So if you want to complicate it, it's okay. Okay, answers. Vatsal says 106. Anshika says only 16. Are? We discussed this last time that you can always verify your answer, whether it satisfies all the given conditions or not. Pragati is having different answer. Yash Jain is having another answer. Of course, not all of you can be correct. More different answers I'm getting here. Harsh Gupta says 60. Pratishtha says 64. Okay, some of you were interested in making equations. Let's say this time start with equations only. Okay, let's use the equation this time. So here we are having 4 persons A, B, C, D, and initially A has X coins and he gives B 2 less than half the number of coins with him. Then he gives C 2 more than half of the remaining coins, and finally A gives D 2 less than half the remaining coins, and is left with 6 coins. So in every time, in every transaction, only A is giving some number of coins to the others, B, C, and D, and finally what he's left with, that is mentioned 6, right? So let's frame equations. Let's frame equations first, and then we can see is there some alternate way also. Okay, so कैसे लिखें? Let me write like this कि A, the amount with A, and how much he's giving to the other person, right? So initially A had X coins, that is given. So A gave how much? A has X coins and he gives Vicky 2 less than half the number of coins with him. 2 less than half the number. A 2 less को बाद में use करेंगे. Half the number of coins means X by 2, right? And 2 less than that. That means how many coins have been given to Vicky? Can you tell me? Yes, we are getting different answers here. Now solve it together. We are using equations. So A had initially X coins and A has given B how many coins? 2 less than half the number of coins, that is X by 2 minus 2, that's true. So half of it would be X by 2 and 2 less than that, that means X by 2 minus 2, that has been given to B, right? Let me write it like this. Is it fine? So that must have been given. Now can you figure out what is the remaining coins with B, A now? What is the number of remaining coins with A? Half plus 2, that is X by 2 plus 2. Is it okay? Yes, X by 2 plus 2, that is the number of coins remaining with Aki now, A. Is it okay? Till this point is clear to everyone? Yes, I'm getting the similar values here. Nice. Let's move further. Now it's turn that when A gives some coins to C. So then he gives C to more than half of the remaining number of coins with him. So this is the remaining number of coins with A. Now half of this plus 2 is being given to C, right? So half of this कितना हो जाएगा? That would be X by 4 plus 1. That is half of this, right? That is half of this and plus 2 more. Is it okay? So X by 4, not 4 बेटा, आदित्य गड़बड़ कर दिया. Half of this would be X by 4 plus 1. Plus 2 more, that is 3 बनेगा ना? Okay, in between I am seeing one comment by Yash Goel, how X by 2 plus 2. भैया X में से when you will subtract this, so X by 2 plus 2 ही आएगा ना? Just try subtracting this. So this is the number of coins that half, it is X by 4 plus 1 plus 2 more is given to C. So how much is remaining with A now? So that is half minus 2, that is X by 4 plus 1 minus 2, which means X by 4 plus 1. कुछ गड़बड़ किया क्या? Plus 1. Sorry, minus 1. It would be minus 1. x by 4 minus 1. Is it okay? X by 4 minus 1. Yes, minus 1. Right? I am using the equation right now. Some of you were asking about equations, so I'm writing equations. We will see the alternate solution also, how we can do it. Right now, this is the situation. Now, these are the number of coins left with A. Now, this is the last step. Now, finally, A gives D to less than half the number of remaining coins with him. Now, this is the remaining coins. ये minus 1 ही होगा. Sir, please recheck. Please recheck. This is true. This is correct. See, we can check it now. Just add these two. It should come out to be equal to this. So, x by 4 plus x by 4 is x by 2. That's true. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. That's true. So, this is fine. Right? This is fine. Okay, now finally, A gives D to less than half the number of coins remaining. तो इसका half कितना बनेगा? That would be x by 8 minus 1 by 2. That is half of this. And half say 2 less. That means minus 2. So that is the number of coins given to D. Is it okay? And now what is the number of coins remaining with A? That half plus 2. So x by 8 minus half plus 2. So that is the number of remaining coins with A, and which is given equal to 6. So let me write it here. So this is equal to 6. So x by 8 minus 1 by 2 plus 2 equals 6. Now we need to simplify to find the value of x. Now we need to find the value of this. To simplify this to find the value of x. For that purpose, I will like to multiply throughout by 8 to remove the denominator part, right? So let me write here. If I have multiplied throughout by 8 here, so it will be 48 equals x minus 4 plus 16. I've just multiplied throughout by 8, right? 8 6 are 48. 48 equals to x by 8 into 8 will be x only, and 1 by 2 into 8 will be minus ka 4, and 2 into 8 will be 16. Okay, so 16 minus 4 is 12, and 12 when subtracted from 48 will give you 36. So this is the right answer. Right. So there were a lot of calculation steps, lot of half steps, then plus 2 or minus 2 or something. So there is a lot of scope of committing error, isn't it? There's a lot of scope of committing error. Aditya, I have just done as is written here. Sometimes he is giving 2 less than half of the number of coins with him. Sometimes he is giving 2 more than half of the number of coins with him. That's what we are doing it. Anyway, now let's verify it. Let's verify it as we discussed last time also. Let's verify it. So he had initially 36 coins. So let me write it again here. So if he had initially 36 coins, as we have got it here, so what did he do initially? He gave half of this and 2 less than that, right? 2 less than half the number of coins. That means उसने B को कितना दिया? How many coins have been given to B? Don't worry, you can repeat the previous part later, but right now focus here. So if this is the answer, we are just verifying it. So how many coins have been given to B? Can you find out? 36 ka half, that is 18, and 2 less than that, it is 16. So 18 minus 2, that is 16. So 16 coins have been given to B. Fine. And now how many are remaining with A? How many are remaining with A? How many are remaining with A? It is 36 minus 16. That is 20, of course. Is it not? Right. Now, to see how many he has given, then he gives C 2 more than half. That means half say 2 jada, right? So what is half of 20? It is 10, and 2 more than that. So 10 plus 2, that is 12 coins have been given to C. Is it okay? So what is the remaining number of coins with A now? What is the remaining number of coins with A now? It is 8, right? So 20 minus 12, that is 8. Now the final step. Now what has happened? So A gives D 2 less than half the number of coins remaining with him. So iska half, that is 4, and 2 less than that, that is 4 minus 2. So he gives only 2 coins to D. Now what is the remaining coins with A? That is of course 8 minus 2, which is 6. Verified. And answer verified. Done. Is it okay? So again, if in this question we are having options, so we can easily verify like this. Yes or no? Assumption method से नहीं कर सकते क्या? Sai Ganesh is asking. What will you assume? I don't know. What you are going to assume? I have just verified here the number which we have just found out by calculation. We have verified it. Now let's see the reverse way. Let's try to see the reverse way. Yes, it is proved now. Now yes, backtrack. Let's backtrack. Pradeep is right. Now let's see the reverse tracking. Reverse tracking कैसे करें इसमें? Now see here. So what was given is he finally is left with 6 coins. Right? Now I'm going by the backtracking here. So what was given is that he's left with 6 coins. When did it happen? When he had given half of the coins to D. Not exactly half, 2 less than that. 2 less than that. Yes, reverse like the previous question. Yes, as we did in the previous question, reverse tracking we are doing it now. So yes, 6 coins he is having now. How? Because he had given half the coins and 2 less than that to D. 2 less than that. That means उसने 2 खुद से वापस ले ली ना. He has taken 2 back. That means if he had not taken 2 coins back, so it must be with the D only. In that case, he must have 4 coins. So that means 4 is half of 8. So the prior to this, he must have 8 coins. Please try to understand the thing again. How it has happened. How it has happened. I'm repeating the thing. I'm repeating all the thing. The 6 coins he is remaining, he is having. How? Because he had given half the coins to D, but he has taken 2 coins back from him. So had he not taken 2 coins back from him, so he must have been only 4, and which was half of this initial value. Fine, that is 8. We are discussing the backtracking only. Why are you not listening? फिर से सुनो ध्यान से. We know that it is given that he is left with 6 coins. Right? He is left with 6 coins. Now listen carefully. No need of unnecessary things. मैं बैकट्रैक फिर से समझा रहा हूँ, आदित्य सुनो ध्यान से. Everyone please listen carefully. ये लास्ट में in the end he is left with 6 coins, right? अरे सुनो हसन, please listen. So in the end he is left with 6 coins. ये 6 coins कब बचे हैं उसके पास? इससे पहले क्या हुआ था? Before that it had happened that he had given half the coins to D, but 2 less than that. That means उससे 2 coins एक तरीके से वापस ले लिया था. It is given that he had given Dicky 2 less than half the remaining number of coins. 2 less than half the remaining number of coins, which means उसने half coins दे दिए, 2 वापस ले लिए, right? तो वो 2 coins वापस लेने के बाद he is having 6 coins, right? 2 coins लेने के बाद he is having 6 coins. अगर वो 2 coins वापस नहीं लेता, वापस उसको दे दो. That means he must have 4 coins. So 4 is actually half of his previous amount, right? That means previously he must have 8 coins. Is it okay? I'm repeating once more. Please ध्यान से सुनिए सभी लोग. And same thing we are going to do repeatedly. फिर से सुनिए. So how he is having 6 coins? It is not half of his previous value because he has taken 2 coins back. That's why it is 6 coins, right? So what I'm saying is, if he had not taken those 2 coins back, so he must have only 4 coins, which is half of his previous value. That means previous value should be 8. Fine. Good. Now moving further. Now how he have got this value? Because he had given to C half coins plus 2 more. That means half से ज़्यादा उसको दे दिया, right? तो अगर वो 2 extra नहीं दिया होता, तो he must have 10 coins. So which is the half of his previous total? That means the previous total must be 20. Fine. And the final step again. So this 20 he has got when he had given half coins to B but taken 2 back. So if he had not taken 2 back, so he must have 18 only, which must have been half of the initial total. So initially he must have 36 coins. So basically only these were the steps we were required to write. If you understand, if your brain is ready to hold all these things in mind. So what is happening? That's what we are discussing. So don't bother much. Either you go by the forward way, make equations, don't commit any error, you can get the answer in single variable only, right? Or if you are able to put little pressure in your mind, then we just need to work with the numbers. Only this is the part we are supposed to write. Only this is the part we are supposed to write. Fine? So don't bother much. It's easy thing. There are both ways we can do it. हाँ, पहले वाला ही better लगा because that was the first instinct. But when you will be doing it the next time, this may also become easier for you. It won't be very difficult. Okay, let's move further now. Let's move further. There are more questions, and there are exactly many similar questions asked in CAT repeatedly. CAT में बहुत सारे ऐसे questions, बिल्कुल ऐसे questions with different values, with different storylines have been asked, and we are going to discuss few more now. Okay, let's move further. जल्दी से next question. And this is exactly same question of CAT. This is exactly same question of CAT. Please solve it. Rachit, you can take screenshot by what should I say? By rewinding your video a little bit. Satyabrat is asking how you find remaining money in first case while taking x. By using x only. So initially x, he had given some amount to B, and then what is the remaining? Subtract from x. That way only. Okay, we have got answers from Farhan, Kavya. Good. Khyati, Harsh, and many more also. Again, same answer, Divya. Okay, let me see now. A person visited 4 temples with a certain number of flowers. So he had some certain number of flowers initially. At first temple, he offered half of the flowers and 1 extra. Right? Half flowers he had offered plus 1 extra. In the second temple, he offered half of the remaining flowers and again 1 extra, and so on. In this way, after fourth temple, he was left with no flowers. So how many flowers did he have initially? So in every temple, what is he is doing? He is offering half of the flowers which he is having, and then 1 flower extra. So that's how he is going. So again, we have both options, either forward way or the reverse backtracking can also be done. So what do you think? I'm sure all of you have done forward way. Yes, what's the trick? There is no trick, Yash. Yes, but we would like to ask others, how have you got the answer 30? Are you verifying the answer posted by the initial students? Are you verifying this number 30, or have you made some equation? Forward way, did you make equations? Equations se kiya hai, okay. Some of you are solving by equations. Okay, Pritam is saying backtrack. Harsh Gupta also says reverse. Good. ठीक है, दोनों ने किया, and I'm sure कि many of you may have verified answer also 30. Let's first verify the answer. So if 30 are the total number of flowers, I'm now verifying the answer. If it is right, I don't know. So if 30 is the total number of flowers, then how many flowers have been offered in the first temple? You are just verifying, please fast. How many flowers have been offered in the first temple? If 30 is the total number of flowers, please answer me. How many flowers have been offered in the first temple? Yes, it is 16. Half of this plus 1 more, right? So 15 plus 1, that is 16. So 16 flowers have been offered in the first temple. If 30 is the right answer, I'm just trying to verify it. Fine. Okay, so now how many flowers are remaining? How many flowers are remaining? It is 14, of course. How did we get this? 30 minus 16. Now, what is the number of flowers offered in the second temple? Second temple में कितने flowers offer किए? So half of 14, that is 7 plus 1, right? So 7 plus 1, that is 8. Is it fine? So that is the number of flowers offered in second temple. So now what is the remaining number of flowers? Of course, it is 6. Cool enough? Agreeable? Now, what is the number of flowers offered in the third temple? So half of this 3 plus 1, that is 4. So 4 flowers must have been offered in the third temple. And now number of flowers remaining? Certainly it would be 2. So finally in last temple, how many flowers will be offered? Half of this, that is 1 plus 1. That is all flowers have been offered. All the 2 flowers have been offered and now nothing is remaining. Verified. And that is the way to backtrack also. There is the same way to backtrack also. So that how it is happening that he is only giving half flowers and just one more. How it is not left with no flowers? How is left with no flowers? That means the one extra flowers which is offering, that was the half part, right? That means he must have 2 flowers before offering anything in the last temple. Is it not? Listen again what I'm saying. Last temple may he has offered half the number of flowers plus 1, right? And he is left with no more. How it may happen? अगर उसने half flowers दिए हैं x, तो half बचे होने चाहिए थे ना? Half बचे होने चाहिए थे. उसमें से 1 और दे दिया. So x minus 1 flowers must have been left, but he is not left with anything. That means x minus 1 is 0, or basically x is 1. Or he was having 2 flowers before he offered anything in the last temple. So that is the way to backtrack. So when this 2 has remaining, when he had offered 1 extra flower in the last temple, that means if he had not offered 1 extra flower, so he must have been left with 3. So prior to that, he must have double of that, that is 6. Same way, 6 plus 1, 7, and double of that, 14. And 14 plus 1, 15, and double of that, 30. So that is a way to solve using backtrack. So first I verified 30, now I have solved it actually using the backtracking. I got to the answer. And the forward way, all of you know only, so started with x, then he offered in the first temple x by 2 plus 1, right? That is the number of flowers given in the first temple. Now making equations. Now tell me, after offering in the first temple, how many flowers are remaining now? It is x by 2 minus 1, right? Now from this he had offered half plus 1. So half of this would be x by 4 minus 1 by 2 and plus 1 more flower. Right, that is the number of flowers offered in the second temple. And how many are remaining now? So half minus 1, that is x by 4 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 is remaining now. Now in third temple, he is going to offer half of this plus 1, that is x by 8 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2, which is half of this plus 1. So that is the number of flowers being offered in the third temple. And he is left with how much? This half minus 1, or x by 8 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2 minus 1. And in the last temple, what he is offering? He is offering all the flowers, which is basically half of this plus 1. That means x by 16 minus 1 by 8 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So because after offering all the flowers, he is left with nothing. So they must be equal. So just simplify this equation and get the value of x. That is a forward way. Is it not? So only difficulty was that in this forward way, it is going to be more and more complicated, as we have already written that. So that's the only thing. If you are able to tolerate that, it's okay, solve it. It's not difficult part. We can simplify it very easily by multiplying throughout by 16, right? If I multiply throughout by 16, the equation is going to be very simple. Let me do it. If I multiply throughout by 16, I'm writing it here only. So it becomes 2x minus 4 minus 8 minus 16. It should be equal to x minus 2 minus 4 minus 8 plus 16, right? So whatever can be cancelled, let's cancel. So minus 4 minus 8 can be cancelled. 2x minus x would be x only. And let's take this minus 16 on the other side. So 16 plus 16, 32. 32 minus 2 is 30. So x comes out to be 30. This is also not very difficult. It's okay. Right? So that's how this 30 is the answer. So we have verified all the 3 things. So if we had options, we can verify the answer, which we started with. And then we backtracked also. That was a way we are working only with numbers. Or the first way which we did in the previous question, you frame the equation in the forward way and simplify the equation to get your answer. So all the possible ways we have discussed here. Fine. Beneath backtrack में 30 नहीं लेना है. We started with the last point. We started with the last point. When he is offering half the coins, half the flowers plus 1 more, so how it is getting finished? Because when he is giving half flowers, if half had been x, तो half x बचे होने चाहिए थे ना? And he had given 1 extra, तो 1 कम कर दो. That must have been remaining part. But this is becoming 0. It means this x was 1, or he was having 2 in the end. That's what we started with. I didn't start with 30. Backtracking started from this 2. Right? Backtracking started with this 2. Yes, Shilpi, that's true. So 0 बचा है finally. From there we started the backtracking part. So we have discussed 3 ways. First, we verified the answer, starting with 30, which many of you were telling. Second, we did the backtracking one, because it was exactly similar steps. It was having exactly similar steps of verifying and doing the backtracking. And the third part, finally, we did by solving forward equation. So it's your choice what you prefer. But basically, we need to practice everything so that we can become comfortable in all the ways. Because in every question, you won't be able to do backtrack. In every question, that would not be very easy. So that's why we must be familiar with making equations and solving that part also. So that is also very important. Okay, those who are having any confusion, you can certainly repeat the video. We have to cover a lot more things. Okay, so we should move further now. We should move further now. Those who are having any doubt, Aditya or somebody else are having any doubt, so please repeat the same part. You can rewind the video and see that part again. Okay? Okay, let's move further now. Now there's few more word problems based on 2-digit and 3-digit numbers. Before solving the question, tell me, if I talk about there's a 2-digit number, let's say AB is a 2-digit number. So how can we expand it? If I expand it according to place value, this AB is going to be what? Can you tell me? This AB is a 2-digit number. Yes, 10A plus B. Achha, why we are writing 10A plus B? That is my question actually. Why we are writing it 10A plus B? Because this is not A multiplied with B. This A is at the tens place. This is a place value basically. So place value plays an important role. Place value. This is a tens place value. So it is 10A plus B. Okay, unit place and tens place, exactly. So if I say there is a 2-digit number AB and reverse the digits to make another 2-digit number, that's a BA. So question is, AB plus BA is divisible by, if I give you the options, let's say 7 or 9, 11, 13, and fifth option equal to, let's say, can't be determined, data insufficient. Yes, what would you answer? AB plus BA is divisible by 7 से divisible है क्या हमेशा? 9 से, 11 से, 13 से. See, I have not given any values for A and B. Yes, most of you are answering now. It's 11. I hope you're getting the idea. So even if I do not know what is the number, so if I'm able to expand it according to place value and then apply that part, so we can easily verify this is 10A plus B, this is 10B plus A, and if we add them, it becomes 11 times A plus B, which confirms whatever be the value of A and B, it is certainly divisible by 11. This 11 is the third option. This third option. So it is not CBD, it is not cannot be determined, it can be determined. So whatever be the value of A and B, it doesn't matter. So AB plus BA is certainly going to be divisible by 11. Fine. Okay, one more question. I'm just making one more variation here. If I ask about AB minus BA now what will be your answer? AB minus BA. What will be your answer now? Good, Maheshwar, that's true. It's multiple of 9. Excellent. Vijay, Aditya, Sohel, Harsh, Pratibha, Chinmay. That's true. Same thing again. This is 10A plus B and this is 10B plus A. If we subtract, we are going to get 9 times A minus B. This is going to be 9 times A minus B. Now again, whatever may be the values of A and B, this value is going to be always divisible by 9. So answer will be 9. Fine. So these are varieties of questions. So sometimes we are given some information about the numbers, whether it is a 2-digit number or 3-digit number, and then we need to simplify it. So similar questions, many questions have been asked in CAT. So let's solve 2-3 questions for now. Okay. So here is the first one for you. Please solve it. It's a very easy question, and I hope you should be able to do it fast. Answer this question now. Creativity can be done later. Okay, many of you are giving an answer. Is it only one possible answer? Yes, there are 2 possible answers. That's good, Kavya. Yes, there are 2 possible answers. Many of you are writing only one. Okay, let's see how to do it. So it's exactly similar thing which we were discussing last. So the difference between the digits of a 2-digit number is 4. So that means the 2 digits A and B which you are writing, the difference is 4. Now which one is greater, which one is smaller, that is not known to us. But anyhow, one is 4 more than the other. So if I'm writing the 2 digits as 2-digit number as, let's say, AB, so I can assume that A minus B equals 4. Okay, it can be other way around also, we can see it later, but right now let's assume A minus B equals 4, right? That's the first step. Now it says that sum of the number, that is AB, and the number obtained by reversing its digits, yani ki BA, their sum is given equal to 154. So let's expand it. We have just discussed that this is 10A plus B, and this one is 10B plus A. So if we add them, we are going to get 11 times A plus B, which is given to be 154. So basically from here we got to know that A plus B equals to 154 by 11, which is 14. Right? That's it. So we are left with 2 equations with 2 variables, and we can easily solve it. So we get a value as A equals 9 and B equals 5. Right? We can simply add them. B will be cancelled. So 2A is 18. That means A is 9. And substituting back, we will get B 5. So the number is 95, right? Or it can be 59 as well. So both these numbers will satisfy the condition. Fine. Next question now. That's an actual CAT question. Solve it. The digits of a three-digit number are written in the reverse order to form another three-digit number b. B is more than a, b minus a is divisible by 7. Which of the following is necessarily true? Now, there's an important word here, important phrase, necessarily true. Yes, Goel, that's why we took b minus a, we took the other answer, 59 also. That's why we took both the cases, 59 or 95. Because it could be a minus b equals 4 or b minus a equals 4, right? Yes, in this case, b and a will also be divisible by 7. That's not necessary, Chintan. B and A individually, are they divisible by 7 or not? That is not given. But B minus A is divisible by 7. That is mentioned here. Okay, let's try to solve. It is a three-digit number now. Digits of a three-digit number A are written in the reverse order. So let's assume A equals X, Y, Z. This is a three-digit number. Fine. So it becomes equal to 100X plus 10Y plus Z. Right? I just expanded it according to place value. Now it is reversed to form another three-digit number B. That means B is ZYX. So which when expanded will look like 100Z and then 10Y and X. Right? And B is more than A. B is more than A, it means Z should be more than X. B is more than A, it means Z should be more than X. Right? That's what information, one information we are having. And it is talking about B minus A. Let's subtract B minus A. If B minus A we do, what happens? So 100Z minus Z will be 99Z, 10Y will be cancelled, and this will be minus 99X. That is 99 times Z minus X. Is it okay? Yes, 99Z minus 99X. I've taken 99 common, so it is 99 times Z minus X. Till this point, is it fine? Right? That is a very basic thing. Now, what is given about this B minus A? That it is divisible by 7. It is divisible by 7. Okay, is 99 divisible by 7? Is 99 divisible by 7? It's not. It's not. Now 14 sevens are 98. So 98 is divisible, but 99 is not divisible by 7. So to become divisible by 97 in this right hand side, Z minus X must be divisible by 7, right? Z minus X must be divisible by 7, right? Now what do we know about Z and X? They both are single digit numbers. They both are single digit numbers, and also we know that Z is more than X. We also know that Z is more than X, right? Now can you tell me the value of Z minus X so that Z is more than X also, and this difference is divisible by 7 also. इसकी value क्या हो सकती है? Okay, Chintan is saying 9 and 2, good. Anything else, Chintan? 8 and 1 as well. हाँ, Nakshatra says 118, say 299. Exactly, सही बात है. That's true. So basically, Z minus X should be 7. So if I take Z to be 8, then X should be 1. Or if I take Z to be 9, then X should be 2. So that the difference is 7. ठीक है ना? So let's come to the number now. The original number A. So A के अंदर A की value क्या हो सकती है? If X is 1, so Y may be anything. Z would be 8, right? So Y can be anything from 0 to 9. So 108, 118, 128. Let me write 108, 118, and so on up to 198. Right? That is the first case when I'm taking Z and X to be 8 and 1. In the other case, if I take X to be 2, then Z would be 9. So 2Y 9. So again, Y can be anything from 0 to 9. So 209 up to 299. So the smallest value possible for the three-digit number A is 108, and the largest is 299. So these are total 20 values possible for this number. Right? Now let's see the question. Question was, which of the following is necessarily true? First option, is it correct? A is certainly more than 112? No, it can be equal to 108 also. So option A negated. Right? Option A negated. Let's see option B. More than 100, true. Less than 299? No, it can be equal to 299 as well. That's why this option is also negated. Option C now. More than 106, that's true. Less than 305, that's also true. So both the conditions are being satisfied. Option C satisfies. Let's verify the option D as well. More than 118, it is not necessary. It can be less than that. So option D is also negated. So option C is the right answer. Fine. So that's the question. This is, as I said earlier, it is an actual CAT question. Okay, let's move further now. That's an important part now. Integral solutions in linear equations. If you are having two variable equation, if we started discussing in the beginning, if we had only if we had two equations, then we can solve it. But if we are having only one equation, then how to solve? So this is the topic to be discussed here. So if you are having only one equation in two variables, so for example, if I'm having say 2x plus 3y equals 5, so we are talking about the integer solutions, right? We are talking about the integer solutions. Please tell me first integer solution. What comes to your mind? 2x plus 3y equals 5. Can you think of any integer solution for x and y which will satisfy this equation? Yes, 1, 1. I've taken a simple case, 1, 1. So if x is 1, then y will also be 1, and it will satisfy. Now, can you think of anything more? Mind that we are talking only about the integer solutions. I'm not talking about x को 0 put कर दें, y आ जाएगा, y को 0 put कर दें. No, that will be fraction case. I'm looking only for integer solutions. Can you think of some more integers? Okay, I've got one answer here. 4, minus 1. Harsh says 4, minus 1. Does it satisfy? Let me check. 4 and minus 1. So 4 2s are 8 and minus 3 5. Yes, that's true. Good, excellent. Any other? Anshika, that is not integer. I'm getting Sweta says minus 2 and 3. Okay, let's check. Minus 2 and 3. Does it satisfy? Let's verify. So 3 3s are 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. Wonderful. Sweta, that's correct. Okay, so far I have got 3 solutions. And one more, Daksh is saying 7 minus 4. Let me write first. 7 and minus 4. Let's verify. 7 2s are 14 and 4 3s are 12. No, that doesn't satisfy. That's not correct. 7 and minus 2. Okay. I'm just writing the values which you are telling me. 7 and minus 2. Okay, let's verify this one. So 14 minus 6. That doesn't satisfy even. 14 minus 9 it would be, na? It should be minus 3 here, right? 14 minus 9, that would satisfy. Yes, okay, there are many more solutions also, but before that, please stop. Yes, it looks like there are infinite solutions, and remember we discussed this yesterday that linear equation will be having a straight line graph, and on this line, every point is having some x and y values, so certainly there are going to be infinite solutions, right? There are going to be infinite solutions, but point is that, will there be infinite integer solutions also? That is the important point to be verified. Yes, some of you are saying coefficient cycle chala do. Yes, coefficient cycle hi chalane wale hain. Let's see the pattern here. Let's see the pattern among all these solutions which we have got. If I check the values of x, so minus 2 to 1, how much increase is there? There's an increment of 3, right? It is plus 3. From 1 to 4, again it is increment of 3. From 4 to 7, again increment of 3. Every time there is an increment of 3. Simultaneously, let's check what is happening in the values of y. From 3 to 1, it is getting decreased by 2. From 1 to minus 1, again a decrease of 2. And again minus 1 to minus 3 is again a decrease of 2. And that is indicating some pattern here, right? That is indicating some pattern here. If I move further, downwards or upwards, everywhere I'm going to get the values, right? And if I look carefully, as somebody was mentioning, ये 3 and 2 कहाँ से आया? These 3 and 2 are nothing but the coefficients of the other variable. So values of x are varying with the coefficient of y, and values of y are varying with the coefficient of x. So that is the important point here. So that's the whole thing which we have to understand in this particular part. So provided we have got one solution, other solutions can be easily figured out, right? Easily figured out. It is not always necessary that I need to increase the values of x by the coefficient of y. They can be decreased also in the same set of values. If I go in the reverse order, see here, from 7 to 4, there's a decrease of minus 3, there's a decrease of 3, and simultaneously from minus 3 to minus 1, it is increment of 2, right? फिर से यहाँ पर 3 decrease हुआ, there's a decrease of 3 from 4 to 1, and simultaneously there's an increase of 2. फिर से it is कहाँ गया ये? You are getting the idea. From this 1 to minus 2, there is an again decrease of 3, and from this from 1 to 3, this is again an increment of 2. So basically, one of the values, one of the variable is to be added with the coefficient of other, and while other one will be subtracted by the coefficient of other. That is a simple case, right? So now the important point is how to find that first integer solution. How to find integer solution if given. Yes, that's what we are discussing, Mimansha. That is the important point now. How to find that first integer solution. Let me take another example. Now simplify this. If I give you an example, 12x plus 3y equals 5. Now find one integer solution. Can you find? You have understood the pattern part. If we find one solution, then of course others you can easily find. The values of x will be increasing by 3, then values of y will be decreasing by 12, like that. But in this case, 12x plus 3y equals to 5. Yes, try to find, Harsh. Yes, you can use hit and trial, whatever you wish. Try to find the integral solution for this part. So far we have understood if we get one integral solution, then there will be infinitely many. And how? We have understood the pattern as well. So let's try it now. Are we going to get integral solutions always? So please find out one solution here. I'm getting Vihana says 6 and 1. उससे पहले अनुराग ने बोला एक भी solution नहीं होगा. Okay, let's see. 6, 1 and 2, 9. 6, 1, 2, 9. These are some of the solutions mentioned by you. Let's check. If I put 6 and 1, अरे कैसे होगा बाबा? That will become positive ना? 12 6 are 72. 72 plus 3 will be 75. That doesn't satisfy. 2 minus 9, somebody is saying 2 minus 9. That's 2 9 9. 2 minus 9. Okay, 2 minus 9. So 2 into 12 is 24, and minus 9 into 3 is minus 27. That doesn't satisfy even. नहीं बन रहा. Yes, exactly नहीं बन रहा. So how to confirm that it will not be possible? Let's listen very carefully now. Please everyone listen very carefully. In the left hand side, we want both x and y to be integers. Yes or no? Listen very carefully. We want both x and y to be integers. Yes or no? Yes. Right? So, is there any common factor among these two terms? 12x must be an integer. 3y must also be an integer if x and y to be integers. Is there any common factor among the two? Is there any common factor among the two? Or let me ask directly, what is the highest common factor of these two terms? What is the highest common factor? I guess somebody has written that. Yes, 3. Both these terms are divisible by 3, right? So I can take 3 common out of this because 12 and 3, their highest common factor is 3. So can I say that this left hand side is always going to be 3 times some integer? This left hand side is always going to be 3 times some integer if x and y are supposed to be integers. Yes or no? Yes. But is the right hand side a multiple of 3? Is this right hand side integral multiple of 3? It's not. So that is the whole point. This right hand side is not multiple of 3. That means it is not possible for both x and y to be integers. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So left hand side is multiple of 3. So right hand side must also have been multiple of 3. Only then we could have find some integer values. Right? But because this is not the case, so no integer solutions possible in this equation. Clear? Okay, I'm changing it. I'm changing it. Yes, 0 integer solutions. That's true, Aditya. Okay, I'm changing it a little bit. Now tell me the answer. If I make it 12x plus 3y equals 15. Now without solving, first tell me, will integral solutions be possible for this equation? Will integer solutions be possible for this equation? Yes or no? Pragat, I'm repeating only. Please just be attentive. Bhai, 1 by 2, 1 by 3 integers nahi hote hain. Somebody wrote that. Yes, integer solutions are possible. How did you get to know? How did you get to know? How did you get to know that integer solutions are possible? Yes, many of you are writing 1 1. That's true. But कैसे पता लगा? Just 1 1 put करके पता चल रहा है, कुछ और तरीका भी हो सकता है. HCF, yes, Chintan, thank you. So highest common factor, yes, both are multiple of 3. RHS is multiple of 3 basically. So LHS was same as earlier. So we wanted RHS to be multiple of 3 and I have made it 15. So it is multiple of 3. Now we can solve it. And you have got that also. Let me write here. So 1 1 is one of the solutions. इसको हटा देते हैं. Okay, so 1 1 is one of the solution. Okay, so 1 comma 1. Can you tell me the next solution now after 1 1? 1 1 is a solution, that's fine. And because left hand side is multiple of 3 and RHS is also multiple of 3, 1 1 satisfies. What will be the next solution? Remember the pattern? Okay, what I wanted, Aditya, that only. Pradeep, many others. In between, I'm getting another answer as well. See, as we discussed earlier, so I know that values of x must change with the coefficient of y, and values of y must change with the coefficient of x, right? So if I'm adding the coefficient of y here, so it is 3. So 1 plus 3 makes it 4. And so simultaneously, I should subtract 12 from here. So 1 minus 12 will be minus 11. So certainly this must satisfy. No need to verify. So 4 let's check. 12 into 4 is 48, and 48 minus 33 is 15. That's true. It will satisfy. There will be more solutions as well. But now my question is it the immediate next solution? Are there not integral values in between here? There are. There are. This is not the immediate next solution. So that's one mistake which we have done here. For that purpose only I have given you this thing. See, whatever their highest common factor is, we need to simplify the equation. Yeah, basically we need to divide throughout by that highest common factor. So this equation need to be divided by 3, right? So it becomes 4x plus y equals 5, right? Now we are going to get all the values. So the gaps are going to be 1 and 4. Right? So here, by increasing 1, it's going to be 2. Then we need to subtract 4 here. That means minus 3. Then again increase it by 1, that is 3. And again decrease it by 4, that is minus 7. And after that, 4 minus 11. So that's how we are going to get all the values. Is it okay? So don't do that mistake if you are directly saying 4 and minus 11. So we will be missing some values then. Because in the CAT, there had been many questions in which it is asked directly, how many solutions are there? How many solutions are there, right? How can we check now? Harsh, how can we check? We are checking that only. So I was just telling you the area of error. So don't commit an error in this point. So whenever left hand side highest common factor is also the common factor on the RHS, we are going to have integral solutions, right? That was the first point. And now to not miss any integral solution, what we need to do? We need to divide throughout by that highest common factor, which in this case was 3. So 4x plus y equals 5. Now find the solutions. So 1 1 is very easily visible, and the next ones we can use the pattern here. Clear? Yes, CAT में number of solutions ही पूछते हैं exactly, Kumar Akash. So CAT में there had been many questions based on this type of variety. So in which you just find the one solution and then it asks about the number of solutions only. कि कितने solutions हैं कि नहीं हैं, like that. Okay. Let's move further and take some questions now. Okay, it's one of the CAT questions. Please solve it fast. Yes, number of solutions is infinite. That's true. Total number of solutions infinite होते हैं तनिष्क. That's true. So but CAT asks generally in a certain range कि यहाँ से यहाँ तक कितने होंगे, less than 100, y less than इतना, x more than इतना, and so on. There would be some range. Otherwise, total it is infinite. That's true. Exactly, Rohit, coefficient of x and y to be reduced to lowest terms, lowest coprimes. Please read this question now and try to answer. Is there a way to find number of solutions directly? Chintan, it's directly only, इसमें indirect कुछ नहीं है. This is the only way. There is no other way. See, don't always go for shortcuts. Look, I prefer that. Priyanka, we just found the pattern now, using the pattern only. We'll solve some questions, don't worry. Now answer this one. Let me see, I have started to get some answers. Anurag says 39. Keyur says 12. Okay, let's see. In catch 2021 there were 66 questions. Each correct answer was divided by 3 marks. So correct answer पे +3 मिलने वाला है. And each wrong answer was penalized by 1 mark. So wrong पे you are going to get -1. And no mark was given for unattempted. So unattempted को you लिख रहा हूँ. So there will be 0 marks for that. So in how many different combination of correct and wrong answer is a score of 60 possible? So total score 60 आना चाहिए. And total questions are 66. So we are having 3 variables but only 2 conditions. So total 66 questions are there. So first equations would be C plus U plus W. That should be equal to 66. Yes or no? If I'm assuming C to be the number of questions attempted correctly, U number of unattempted questions, and W is the number of questions answered wrongly, right? So that is the first equation. That total number of questions is 66. Fine. Next, let's talk about the marks. So if C questions have been answered correctly, so we are going to get 3C marks for that, right? If U number of questions have been unattempted, so we are not going to get any marks for that, 0 for that. And W questions have attempted wrongly, so marks obtained would be minus W for that, because -1 for each, right? And this total is equal to 60. So that's what we need to find now, that how many combinations of C, U and W can be there. Let's see, we are getting different answers. Somebody says 20, 12, 11, 10, CBD also. Okay, let's see, 15. Okay, so these are 2 equations. Till this point it is okay. So these are the 2 given conditions. Total number of questions 66 and total marks obtained is 60. So how it is possible, that's what we need to figure out. Okay, how should we proceed now? What can be done? Let's add the 2 equations. This one variable will be eliminated, right? If I just add that 2 equations, this W will be eliminated, plus W minus W. I'm simply adding them. So I will be left with 4C plus U equals 126. Fine. And that much is sufficient. Now we just need to find the solutions. So will there be solutions? Yes, because highest common factor of the coefficient is 1 this time. And this is a multiple of 1, so there will be solutions. Can you tell me any one solution here? Any smaller solution? Let's make C equal to 0 only. C को 0 क्या बनाएंगे? Please tell me one solution here. Please tell me one solution here. 4C plus U equals 126. Okay, 31.2. Let's take that 31.2. So C को maximize करते हैं तो C can be maximum 32 because 31 into 4 would be 124 plus 2, that is 126. So that is the highest possible value of C. Fine. Okay, C अगर 31 है तो U is 2 and we can certainly find the value of W as well, right? There is no need to write, but we can write that as well. So 31 plus 2 is 33. So of course 27 questions must have been answered wrongly. Fine. So although there is no need to write that, we only need to take care about these values now is that their sum should never exceed 66. Right? 66 is the total number of questions. So their sum should never exceed 66. That's the only thing we need to take care about. Okay. So 31.2 ke baad, what we need to do? We know that it is to be subtracted by 1 and this will be increased by 4. So 30 and 6. Then again same thing. It is to be decreased by 1 and it is to be increased by 4. That will make it 10. But क्या हर बार लिखना पड़ेगा क्या? No need to write. Just see the pattern. So what we are doing here, every time we are subtracting 1, every time we are adding 4. So as I was saying, the sum should not exceed 66. That is the constraint. So right now, in the first case, the sum is 33. In the next case, it would be 36. In the next case, it is becoming 39. Are you seeing any pattern? This sum is every time increasing by 3. This sum is every time increasing by 3. And what is my last limit? I need to see that it can go maximum up to 66, not more than that. It can go maximum up to 66, not more than that. Is it fine? Is it fine? Right? So according to this value, our number of wrong answers will also keep on changing. There's no problem. Okay, so basically we just need to count 33, 36, 39 up to 66. How many terms are there in this pattern? Now that is the question only. That is the only question. Can you find out this? Now this becomes a question. Okay, this is an AP. What is the number of terms of this AP? First term is known to you, last term is known to you, common difference is also there. Can you figure it out fast, please? Yes, 12 is correct. Good. Yes, excellent. I hope it is clear to everyone. And now you must have got the idea that how we are to count the number of solutions. So that's the case. It is 12. That's true. Is it clear to everyone? Any doubt here? That's a good question, Pragat. Is it last question? Actually, we were to cover a few more things. But anyway, so we'll just do one more question based on this topic only. So Surds and indices will be done later, not today. Okay, let's solve just this one more question for now. So how many integer solutions exist for the equation 8x minus 5y is 121 such that x into y is less than 0? Rashika is asking how 12. Rashika ji, 33, 36, 39 up to 66 we are to go. See, those who were not clear about this, how to count. Yes, one way is that as Arju has written, likh ke count kar lo. That's okay, that's one of the ways. Otherwise, what can I do? See, what I would prefer, if I subtract 30 from every term, I repeat, I'm subtracting 30 from every term. So after subtracting 30, it is going to be 3. After subtracting 30, it is going to be 6. Then 9 up to 36. Yes or no? There's no change in number of terms, right? Now divide every term by 3. It will become 1, 2, 3 up to 12. There's no change in number of terms. Of course, it is 12 terms, right? So I subtracted 30 and then I divided by 3. That's it. Yes, coefficient HCF in this case is 1, so there are going to be integral solutions. Let's solve it together. For this equation, 8x minus 5y equals 121. Can you figure out any one integral solution here, please? Okay, Arju. Can you figure out one integral solution here, please? 8x minus 5y is equal to 121. Any one integral solution which satisfy this? 17.3 Aditya is saying. Okay, let me check. Others are also saying same thing. 7.13 Manchi say. Okay, 17.3 check karte hain. 17.3. So 17.8s are how much? It is 136. 136 minus 15 is 121. That's true. So other solutions we can easily find out. So 17 may, if I add this coefficient, that means 17 minus 5. So it would be 3 minus 8, right? That means 8 minus 5. That will also be the case. We can count the number of terms, basically. We can write down. That's also one of the ways. See, now coefficient is minus 5. Take care of that. This coefficient is minus 5. So if I'm adding the coefficient of y to the values of x, that means 17 minus 5, that is 8. So I need to subtract this 8 that side. So 3 minus 8, that is minus 5. So let's verify this also. Will it work? Yes, 8 is 64. 64 plus 25. 17 minus 5 is not 8. 12 it will be. So 12. 17 minus 5 is 12, sorry. So 12 8s are 96. 96 plus 25. That was 96. So 96 plus 25, that is equal to 121. That's 2. So same way again. So this is the one solution which satisfies. I want this product to be negative. That means one of the terms should be positive, other should be negative, right? So 12 and minus 5 will work. After that, फिर से यहाँ पे 5 subtract करते हैं. This will be 7 and this will be minus 8 further. That is minus 13, right? So if I'm going to subtract 8 repeatedly here, this is going to remain negative only. So I just need to see that this should remain positive. So 7 minus 5 again, it will be 2 and this will be minus 13 minus 8, that is minus 21. Now again, if I subtract 5 here, it will become negative. That case won't work. That case won't work, right? So यहाँ पे तो इतनी बात हुई, but इसके ऊपर जा सकते हैं क्या? No, इसके ऊपर जाएंगे. That means we are increasing the value here. We are increasing the value here. So these are the only solutions. Yes, only 3 solutions. It was a small case. It was a small case. We could have checked by writing the values only. Or suppose if there are more number of values possible, more solutions possible. So do we need to write every time? No. Now listen carefully how we can solve it. Just using the pattern. So what we are doing, 17 minus 5 we are doing repeatedly. Let's say we are doing it n number of times. So 17 minus 5n becomes the value of x and value of y becomes 3 minus 8n, right? So basically this product should be negative. So that is our requirement. This product should be negative. So algebraically also solving this inequality, we can also solve it. But by the way, this was easier way to just check the numbers, right? Otherwise, we can solve this inequality also. Okay, so we shall stop here. So we have covered various things. We talked about linear equation in 3 variables with different special cases, and we discussed about various kind of word problems, some puzzles from actual CAT questions, and finally we have also done how to find integral solutions, specifically 2 variable equation and only single equation, then how to find integral solutions, right? So Surds indices part is remaining, that will be covered in the next class now. So we should end it here. If there's any doubt, anything you wish to say, you can certainly tell. हाँ, ये बहुत भूख लगी है बबलू, मुझे बहुत प्यास लगी है. I need to drink water. If there's any comment, any feedback, anything you would like to say, you can tell me. And of course, in the end, finally, bye bye. कल से मेरे एग्जाम स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं. चिंतन, okay, no problem. All the best to you. Yes, x and y का product should be less than 0 now. That's why I wrote this. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you Atrika, Arnab, Harsh, Raghavendra, Sumed, Shashank. Thank you everyone. Okay, so please practice questions, and there are various questions in the previous CAT papers, so do solve them and practice classes as well, and try to spare as much time as possible. थोड़ा सा difficult था आज वाला. Any tips to tackle algebra? Practice is the only key, Yash, be it any topic. So first clear your concept. I repeat, clear your concept and then practice. That's it. If your concepts are not clear, then just solving questions won't help because your concept is not clear. तुक्का मार रहे हैं ऐसे ही ना, तुक्का हमेशा नहीं चलेगा. So clear your concept. Until your concept is clear, ask repeatedly. Ask your doubts, and after clearing your doubts, just practice to become familiar with various varieties of questions. Okay, thank you. मजा आ गया. Okay, algebra is not easy. हाँ, yes, Sabrina, that's true. Nothing is easy, and actually nothing is difficult also. Next session में कौन सा topic? Of course, Surds indices is the one part remaining that will be covered in maybe in application class or maybe in live class, and after that it will be certainly that quadratic equations. Quadratic equations. Why are we adding 5 and reduce 8? Elaborate. Kanish, we discussed the pattern now. From the previous questions we are discussing, when we are finding solutions, so after getting one solution, so what we need to do, the coefficient of x will be the common difference in the values of y, and the coefficient of y will be the common difference in the values of x. तो x की values में अगर मैं y का coefficient add कर रहा हूँ, तो y की values में x का coefficient subtract करूँगा. But in this case, coefficient itself was negative. So I was adding this coefficient here, that is minus 5, minus 5, minus 5. So I need to subtract 8 that side. That's what I wrote. ठीक है? Thank you for your valuable time. Yes, that's my duty, and sometimes if I become impatient, so kindly tolerate me. Kindly excuse me for that. Aishani has answered her. ठीक है? Sum equals to 66. समझ नहीं आया previous question में. अरे बाबा, number of questions is 66 ना आकाश. Total questions were 66. So some of the questions you have attempted correctly, some wrongly, some unattempted. So total number of questions was that. ठीक है? Thank you Kanishk. Class was interesting. Thank you, Diksha. Thank you, Akhila. Great session. It's great because of you are great. Varsha says how to find first integral solution in less time. Yes, that's a good question, Varsha. We had solved one question of पैसे वाला, right? Remember, कल हमने किया था एक question पैसे वाला, rupee in पैसे वाला. That was one question which involved first solution finding. So that was the way. Somebody of you told that remainder method. Yes, you can call that remainder method. So that is the way. Okay, thank you. Bye. Good night. Okay, Aditya. Good night. So I'm ending it here. Okay, Akshay, find algebra easy now. Excellent. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Yes, you should certainly rewatch it if required.